Hello everyone, you're just hearing my voice today. Today you're looking at Victoria Gilpin, and she is a local artist who I've had the pleasure of knowing, meeting, and getting to know. And she's here today with many of her pieces. She does a lot of different mediums, as I'm finding out myself today. So thank you for coming, Victoria. I really appreciate you doing this. You're one of the amazing people I know.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm truly humbled that you've asked me to do this as one of the amazing people that you know.
Oh, and you're the Soulful Artist, right?
Correct.
That's right. So on Facebook you can find her at the Soulful Artist. And we're going to look at some of her pieces in a little bit as well. So not to worry, we're not just going to look at her.
No.
So when did you start being the Soulful Artist?
Oh, the Soulful, okay. So, because I've gone through a couple of transitions creatively.
Right.
So I'd say 4 years ago, the Soulful Artist. Prior to that, my medium was mosaics, and I did that for 12 years.
Okay.
And it was called Time Again Mosaic Studio.
I remember that, yes.
And I started doing mosaics when I was teaching at St. Mary's High School, and I developed a decorative arts program, of which pottery was one of the mediums, and we did floor cloth, and I was trying to come up with a third medium, so I saw mosaics in a book.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, okay, I know nothing about it, but the students and I will learn together. So yeah, so I had offered that as part of the grade 11 decorative arts program, and then I got hooked from there.
Very cool.
And I'd say about 3 years ago that I thought, I don't know about other artists, but I get bored.
Okay.
I want to do different mediums and different things. So really, I stopped the mosaic part because I was overwhelmed with all the materials that was in my home.
Right.
Because I taught workshops, and I had 12 of everything. So I had a huge auction, and and of course my garage was full of things like tables and mirrors, because I'm going to mosaic that someday.
Right, of course.
Until there was just so much, and so I got rid of it all, and then because I felt called to paint.
Okay.
And I hadn't done that since I did my degree in fine arts and did my major in studio painting. And so as a student, I painted, but then, as soon as I graduated, life got in the way, and did different things and traveled around and whatnot. And so I wanted to paint, but I was struggling. I was struggling to paint because I thought, okay.
So it was a hard transition.
It was a hard transition until I just started to finger paint.
Oh, okay.
And so there was different ways I did that, but it took learning to get out of my own way.
Oh, yes.
And just allowing my intuition to take over, and just kind of trust that is the way this is to look and to be, and like that was very liberating, obviously, because from there I'm to here. And so I use that process and practice in all of my artwork now, because I don't use references. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, because there isn't.
Right.
I allow myself to be divinely guided.
Very nice.
I literally attack the canvas for the first couple of hours, throw paint at it, squirt water on it, and then I start to see
what's coming,
like a shape, and then start to interact with the canvas that way. And sometimes I think, okay, I'm going to do this. No, doesn't work. No, so I just end up throwing paint at it again and
Wow.
and kind of going and just get out of my own way. I say that all the time. You know, I just get out of my own way and not overthink it, and it's kind of quite liberating, because especially with the paint, because I'm doing landscapes now, but I was doing my Divine Feminine series, so it was women's souls that were coming through, and I was meeting them for the first time on the canvas. So
that's beautiful.
So yeah, so it was kind of an interesting process, but it was obviously for me because an oracle card deck came out of that.
Yeah, and a whole series of paintings, beautiful paintings.
Yes, a lot of paintings, and
some sculpture came from it too.
Sculptures,
yeah,
and
sculptures
books came out of that too.
Oh, okay.
You know, just and what I love about being also the author and illustrator is that I get to see my words come alive in a visual representation. So again, I'm meeting the character visually for the first time, because I don't use references.
Okay.
And I know I keep saying that, and it's not a bad thing.
No, but
it's just not my approach.
That's not your approach.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what makes you unique and unusual. So how are you finding the landscapes? Like, now that you've kind of transitioned over there?
Yeah, well, I was hearing that for a year. I was hearing do landscapes. And, you know, I just thought, no, and then I think, okay, I'm not going to do the Divine Feminine series again. And then, of course, because it's intuitive, I guess some souls weren't done yet. They wanted to come through, so they did. And no, I like the landscapes, and so again, they're it's interesting because they're different.
Different kind of energy, obviously.
Yeah. Like a lot of them have orbs in them, but this last one, which is this one here,
okay,
doesn't have any orbs in it. It is very much about the energy of the colors.
Okay.
And the vibration of the orange, and you know, like the color theory around all of that, and the energy that the blues hold, and there's like purple in the trees, and like I'm enjoying doing those. Nice. I get caught up sometimes and thinking, oh, they gotta have a mystical something in them, but this one I feel the energy of the colors is what makes that magical.
It's beautiful. And I noticed on your Facebook you were mentioning you paint to the side.
Yes, I wrap the composition around.
So if
to
we
the
could
side
grab that and just kind of show that would be awesome. Because I thought that was a really neat technique. you know.
Well, I like to do that. It doesn't mean that every artist does that.
No, but it's interesting because like the trees even wrap around.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of adds another dimension.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's up on the wall. It's part of the painting, so you get to see the part of that first before you get to see the front of it.
Yeah, very interesting. I love that.
But then also, you know, with the mystic mavens, because I do that as well as I this is more of a color block because the mavens are within it, but so it kind of wraps around. And
rather than just painting it black or blue or whatever, all solid.
Yeah, and also with the moon goddess, so it's wrapped around.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they're very solid too. You do the wood thing.
Yeah, so I like the cradled wood canvases because I like the way the paint travels on it. Okay. And also because I will spray, and this here I kind of kept through the whole process, but that's the wood underneath.
Okay.
And this is the wood underneath. So sometimes I like to just leave, if it's an interesting what's happening, I leave that. And we're on the canvas, you can't really do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've got layers of stuff here.
Yeah, I've used a napkin.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah. So this napkin, and then did layers on top of that, and I did some stenciling on this one, and
Oh, she's beautiful.
yeah,
Just beautiful.
yeah.
Excellent. So tell me about that little statue over there.
Oh yes, okay.
Sorry.
So no, that's okay.
Making you jump up and down.
Yeah, that's okay. So she is part of my Soul Sister series.
Okay.
Now, some of them are done with air clay.
Okay.
And this one is done with earthenware, so it needs to be fired in the kiln.
Oh, she's beautiful.
And the title of this one is Exhale.
Nice.
And this is a tea bag.
Oh.
So it's not glazed.
I see it now.
Yeah, you can see the folds there too.
Yeah.
And I've done some tea bag portraits, so little
Okay.
tiny portraits on tea bags. And
Oh, wow.
I like to try different things.
Yeah.
But so this is earthenware, and so it's fired. But then rather than putting glaze
Yeah.
on the surface, I use painting techniques and of course a tea bag.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Now, let's see. So, let's talk about your deck. That's exciting. I have a copy of this deck, by the way.
Yes, and it's kind of interesting how this came about, because, as I said, I was doing the series of the Divine Feminine, and had no idea that this was going to be the outcome.
Right.
And so,
You kind of told me a little bit about the process, and it was really interesting.
yeah, because, so these are all the different paintings, but I was in the process of taking the heap course with you.
Okay.
And one of the exercises that you had us do was to manifest what we wanted in that writing. And I don't drink, but I did have a half a glass of wine.
Yes, that ritual, yes.
And it was interesting because it was all fives, right?
Right.
5, yeah. So I don't even really know when I made the decision to do this, because it was kind of but it all came to fruition in 5 weeks.
Wow.
So,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Wow.
that just dawned on me today, because I said to my friend Stephanie, I said, I don't even know the point of that I decided to make because I take photos of all my paintings, so I had all those
Right.
and ready to go, and I found a local printer in Brockville that could print them up for me. Well, because I remember, because we were looking at the right weight of paper.
Oh, right.
And so I was coming up here with you, and so I had Jen of Ignite Printing say, can you cut that piece of paper up into this size? And I'm going to take it up to my friend and see what she thinks about the weight of it. So I gave it to you.
I do
It was
remember
just
that.
a couple of them, and you were shuffling them. Well, yeah, this feels right. So I was going back and forth on it, but and then what I did, and I haven't seen before, because obviously, it was channeled.
Right. Yeah, you channeled all those cards.
Yes, I sat with all of them.
all the paintings.
Yeah, and so I was divinely guided as to which one.
And there's some
What
beautiful
meant.
messages on there.
Yeah.
And I'm just every time I go through that deck or use that deck, I'm like, she channeled all this. This is very cool.
Yeah. And one of the things that I did, because in the book it has the photo of the card,
Right.
and it has what I had channeled, but I've held space for the person who owns the deck to sit with the card and then write their messages of what their intuition is telling me to them. So through the whole deck. So it becomes their deck,
Yeah.
because they may get different messages than what I get.
Right.
And, you know, so then the deck becomes based on their intuition, and they develop their intuition even more
Yeah.
as they use them.
And you've almost provided a little mini oracle journal for them there.
Well, exactly. Yes,
Oh,
and I got feedback, and people use that in different ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
Yeah.
So it's a nice way of getting all of Victoria's paintings too.
Yeah. Well, actually, somebody did buy them just for that reason, and I'm going, that's okay. Yep, because they've been following me on Facebook and love my paintings, and so they bought a deck.
So there's the deck there, the Divine Feminine Oracle cards. And I have it in the parlor that I use sometimes with some of my readings as well. It's a beautiful deck. And so you've done oracle cards, you've done paintings. We're going to talk about this lady in a bit here. And you've done sculpture, and now you've also done books.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about Benjamin's Tree here.
Okay. So again,
you not only write them, you illustrate them as well.
Yes, I do. But I know it's right. I know that it's what I'm meant to do, because I write them really fast.
Oh, okay.
Like I could sit down and write them within a day.
Right.
It's the illustrations that take forever. So I have a third children's book, but I haven't had time to sit down and illustrate them. But I thought this was kind of interesting, because having this book, and then I'm doing this landscape series.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the style of which I did the trees took forever. You know, but I always like to hide little symbols in there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and this is self-published, because I can't wait for. I don't have the patience to wait for.
But it's available on your website if someone wants to purchase it.
It's available on Amazon.
On Amazon as well.
.ca and .com, but I have links on my website.
Okay.
That you can,
okay, great.
That you can get to, which I think you're going to put the website.
I am. I'm going to put all the links and the website under the video on the.
Yeah. So colored pencil is what the medium that I use to illustrate.
Beautiful.
And I do layers and layers and layers on top to get the different.
It kind of reminds me, the boys, you know, the pictures of the boy, kind of reminds me of the way Mr. Dress Up would draw.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's a compliment.
I like it. It's very soothing. Like, I've gone through this book because you graced me with a copy of it. And I've looked through it, and I've always found it very soothing to look through.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, and that keeps popping up, that symbol.
It does, yeah. That triple Celtic knot there.
Yeah. So.
Yes, I'm saving it for my grandchildren, but my grandchildren would rip it apart right now.
Oh, okay.
They don't get it yet.
So that was my second book. This Beatrice Makes a Promise was my first book.
So let's just see. Beatrice Makes a Promise. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's this one about?
This one is about a little girl who wasn't feeling very well, and her grandmother bought her a gift and brought it to her, and it was an angel doll.
Oh.
And and the girl's name is Marnie. And so when Marnie went to sleep that night, there was a tap on the window, and there were two angel sisters tapping.
Oh, nice.
And the little doll woke up and so they took her to. And the thing, sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself here.
That's okay.
The thing about this is I started this, I think it was in 2001.
Uh-huh.
And then put it in a drawer and forgot about it.
Oh, okay.
And I came across it, and I hadn't totally finished it. I had written it, and had a few illustrations.
Uh-huh.
And because where they're taking her is to the annual Guardian Angel Convention.
Oh,
And
that's
so
cool.
I had this, and I had the date, I think it was 2001. And so it was 2016 that I finished it, so I had to change the date on that. So they took her to the Guardian Angel Convention where she received a scroll. And on that scroll, and I tried to make it so that, because every little kid's knees would be knocking and,
Right.
you know, nervous about
she's
going
looking
on
so
stage.
nervous there.
Yeah.
It's a little scroll.
Yeah. And then so she gets that and she goes back home.
Mm-hmm.
And she promises to, what it says on the scroll here. So she's going back and she's waving to the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's morning and Marnie wakes up and she notices the scroll, which she didn't notice before.
Okay.
And then she kisses, Beatrice is the doll's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is what the scroll says. So I promise to watch over, and then you would add
Your name.
the name of the child.
Oh.
When you call upon me, I will guide you. When you need me, I will protect you. Forever and always, your guardian angel, Beatrice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
And I don't know where it comes from. And this is also colored pencil.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. But I do like to do all the layering
I like
with it.
the colors.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautifully done.
Yeah. So that's also available on Amazon.ca
Okay.
and .com. The link is on my website as well.
Okay. Great. Awesome. Oh, and you do bags too.
Well, I have,
almost forgot about the bags.
yeah. So I have a shop on Redbubble and
Redbubble,
on
okay.
Society 6. So there are lots of products that you can put your artwork on. So and prints. So this is one of this is not the full. This is called the Seer, and this actually is 2 feet long,
okay.
but I cropped it off for the
Okay.
purpose of, and I don't know if oh yeah, I do have a sample of what it actually looks like.
Okay. All right. Great.
Because I'm using it for my labels.
Oh.
So it's that long
Okay.
is the actual composition, so I'm using it for my labels because it's perfect in my business card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, and you put even protectors
Yes.
on there
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
walls. You
Yeah.
think of everything, don't you?
Yeah. And it's great too because then there's not so much of a slant.
Right.
But it also, because I hate it when your artwork is always tipping and shifting.
Yes.
So it helps keep it steady where you
Stable.
put it.
That's so true. I was just adjusting a picture this morning in my
Well, there you
apartment.
go. Yeah, so this is a bag, but there's t-shirts and
Okay. And
Um,
there's links to that on your
yeah,
website?
that's on my website. So
Okay.
Redbubble has
So-
more products
Okay.
than Society 6, but the prints you can get on both shops.
Okay.
But you can get duvets,
wow.
shower curtains,
Wow.
yeah,
All with your
leggings, yeah,
art. Very cool.
yeah. And I have quite a few collections on the Redbubble because I started that one first. But
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I have my friend. She says she's a walking billboard for me because she's got a shirt, she's got prints and bags and yeah. So
Nice.
Yeah.
She probably gets lots of compliments too.
yes, she does. Well, and it's so funny because another friend of mine too has bought the T-shirts and everything, and they love being at a same event that I'm at and
okay.
seeing how long it takes me to realize they're wearing my art.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It is
Oh,
fun.
goodness.
It's fun.
So, last
Yeah.
but not least, who's the lady over here? this print over here. We haven't talked about her yet.
Okay, yeah, the seer.
The seer, yes.
Yeah.
So when did she come about, and how did she come about?
So that would have been last year.
Uh-huh.
So I did, in the spring last year, I did 6 different souls, I call them, come through.
Okay.
One right after the other, and they all sold.
Right.
And she, I don't know, I feel connected to her, although she's in private collection right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't have her.
Okay.
So that's why she's on, my different things, and yeah. There's a real strong energy from her that I feel, and like I don't. That's another thing I say too. Like I don't paint for me, or I don't create for me.
Mm-hmm.
I create for other people because my work has healing and grounding energy in it, and the painting or the sculpture will find who it needs to go to.
Right.
And but I think she has enough energy for more than one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Wow, she's beautiful.
Yeah, and she's done slightly different than the other ones. Like having this sort of like a face mask at the bottom, and
she's got
and just a solid shape for the hair, and it's just kind of different. And then the rest of it is subtle. You can see subtle orbs and different things in it.
I'm gonna go over and take a closer picture of her, just so people can maybe see what. Hopefully,
I don't know whether you'll get a glare on that.
A little bit, but
Do you want
I'm
to do
up
the
close.
bag instead?
No, I'm up close
Okay.
here, so it's all good. So people can kind of see what's going on. Beautiful. Wow, you are so creative.
Oh, thank you. And on my website, I also have an intuitive gallery.
Oh, okay.
I don't have my recent 12 paintings on it, but I have all the other ones up too. I haven't had a chance to put them on.
Okay.
And I'm hoping at the grand opening.
Yes.
Let's plug that.
Yes. I was just gonna say.
Yeah. On March 7th, Deborah Savoy and I co-rent a space on Perth Street in Brockville. So we're having our grand opening, as I said, on March 7th with Wild Little Roses. Because Wild Little Roses has been there for a while, but they've moved on the other side of us. So she's having a re-grand opening. So we've combined forces. And on that day, in celebrating our grand opening, I'm offering my new work 20% off for that day. Yeah.
That's a good deal.
And there's going to be a draw basket full of goodies and refreshments and so it's going to be a great
and a chance to see all your artwork up close and personal.
And meet Deborah, because that's also one of the places. She has many. She has a spot here in Kingston that she sees people for readings, and so have you met Deborah?
I have.
Yeah, yes. So she's the Canadian medium.
Right.
And so you get to meet her, and then Meg, who owns Wild Little Roses, and see her new space, which is beautiful.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Flowers, art, and mediumship.
How can there you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's March 7th on Perth Road? Or
Perth Street in Brockville, 7B Perth Street. If you go on my website, it's the first thing, the poster.
Okay.
So it has all the information on it and who we are and so it's almost it's close to King Street, so it's only a couple of shops up from King Street on Brockville, if anybody knows.
Brockville.
Brockville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Excellent. Wow.
yeah, and it's from 10 to 2 and just drop in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Pick up a piece of art if they want it, and
Yeah.
an armful of roses.
Yes. And maybe make an appointment for a reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And I also,
Yes,
tarot card reader.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yes.
a Reiki master, so I offer Reiki sessions and tarot card readings.
Very
and
nice. Yes,
Yeah.
you took my course. So.
I did take your
She
course.
is a good tarot reader. She's learned from the best.
There you go. There you go. Yep. That's where it all began.
Exactly. Yeah, and of course you use your own oracle cards. I'm
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
right. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
excellent. Well, I'm so glad you could be here.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it's so exciting.
I'm excited to see the website or the video go up. So hopefully lots of people will see it.
Yeah.
And it'll be up on YouTube, so they'll know that already. I've already once they get there, and I'll be putting it on Facebook as well. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when will you be doing that?
probably tonight.
Oh. And then, so can you send me a link and then I can put it
Absolutely.
online? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, I will. Yeah, so again, thank you so much for being here, sharing your creative process, all your many pieces of art. You're so multi-talented. Like you say, you get bored, and boy, when you get bored, good things happen.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say goodbye for now, folks, and you can join us again when I bring in another amazing person.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome, my pleasure.